I feel the whole film was a big challenge because it's a roller coaster. Hi, my name is Tormod Ringnes. I'm sound supervisor and real record mixer, and we are going behind the scene with Collider. Previous film, In Grid, is so iconic. We want to kind of get the legacy, but we want to definitely do something totally new. And for us this time, inside the grid, we want to make it a little bit more darker and a little bit more danger. We want to make the difference because everything goes out of the grid. So we want to make the big difference of being inside the grid and going outside the grid.
What happened back there?
I disobeyed my directive.
We were so into do things that were, especially in the first movie, so like the first steps of RS walking when he kind of been printed. We kind of did Foley on steps, like on glass and all those things, but also we took all the synth, like a Moog synth, and did electronic steps as they did on the first film. So we kind of tried to do kind of both, and for me it's like the depth, the tonality, like when you go into the old grid, it's so nice because there's few places without music, and we kind of made ambience moving and use lots of voices and make it in a music way. So it's all about emotion, and I feel like inside the grid it's lots of emotions.
Hang on!
We made it a little bit bolder, and we like the voices. Ours, he started with a pitch down, a little more mechanic, and then he got more human.
It's just a feeling.
So then at the end, when he goes out, it's like without no treatment at all, and with his voice. And Dillinger, we call it the voice of God.
Oh, just trying to change the world, mother. Oops.
We use lots of dynamics to ramp up the sound and make it a little bit more scary. I think that was the biggest thing. And the funny thing is the voice of God is like the dark sound. We tried so many different plugins and to try to pitch him down, but this didn't feel right. But Ron Bartlett, our dialogue mixer, he has this low bass voice, so he actually recorded his voice, and that's the low end part. For me, it's like Into the Grid is digital. We used, of course, the real old synths like the Moogs and ARPs and things like that, because I feel that is more organic, that the kind of new stuff. But we also used cellos and like real instrument and treated them into some digital. But we always want to have the organic breathing feel of it, and that kind of made it darker and not too cold. When you go out, then we get the vehicles when you're out, and all the stuff is more real. Then you have to think about all the gravity, and we need to feel the heaviness of things. Joachim kind of pushed us to be more raw, even if there are the light cycles and the light skimmer are inside the grid, but he pushed us to use real engine, try to treat them and put them in together with instruments and synths, like the blend, and you want to feel the tire and feel the wind passing. Like, so as soon as we get out, we get the world in. Like, we spend a lot of time to be there. So of course, when you are inside the grid, we use the immersive and the room a lot, but we use it more when you're inside the grid. But when we are outside, we are kind of more on point. The ambience outside are more real outside. It's so many elements. It's a storytelling as well. Of course, you need heaviness and the speed and the difference, but also like you need to know who is following who, and when you're shifting into Eve and there are two life cycles are fighting each other, but they are the same life cycle, but you need to hear the difference. So that is been a mixture between using a really nice old Moog that had a that we really played a lot with, and then we recorded electric motorbikes, so you get the kind of speed and you get the pace, and then I used lots of weight tables. But for me, it's like you don't believe it before you have the physicality of wind, the metallic, the body of the bike. So it's so easy to do electronic things. It sounds amazing, but you need to make it be more detailed, go into the wheel, go up there. And so we had lots of different layers. And of course, we want to push the system. And, you know, working with Nine Inch Nails was the great collaboration. Trent, Reznor and Atticus was a dream come true. I'm a big fan from early days, but the first time we got the music in, it was like when I put our sound design on it, was that it just disappeared, like the high frequency that passed through. So we had to kind of work really hard and redesign lots of things to get the heaviness.
Lightning fast.
That was Addison, and he worked on the previous one. He's a really great sound designer and sound effect editor as well. All the discs are his stuff, and he did it so well. We worked so much to get the whole soundscape as one. The collaboration with Ron, dialogue music, and Atticus and us on the sound design team, we worked to get everything as one piece. During the mix, I was pitching all the stuff to make it fit, but sometimes it's nice to go off a pitch, and Danish does that a lot. So you go off the pitch, and then you need to come back. You go off the rhythm and you go back. It feels cool and it feels that you are back again. But it's always fun to force the audience to get a little bit out of their confidence, and then you kind of bring them back again. So it was a great collaboration. And that for me, like the first time we got music from Nine Inch Nails, there was like something new, because we did a temp mix with like temp music. This was totally different. So I said to them, send me a couple of big cues. So it was Light Skimmer and Light Cycle. And I got it here. I'm working from Norway. So we did a pass when we pitched everything, mixed it and sent it back to them, because I needed some roadmap to see if this is good or bad. And if it was bad, then it's okay. But then at least we had the roadmap. I feel the whole film was a big challenge, because it's a roller coaster, and you need to find spaces. You need to find some dynamics, and I love it. And we knew it, and it's so bold and so wide from the lowest bass to the highest, like with lots of textures and noise, and in a good way. We tried to find the red thread and find like the dart in like the big truck, the dart in the beginning has the same sound as the child of the recognizer, the pulse. And we had the same with the light cycle, has kind of a pulse with a kind of gyro. So we tried to kind of put them in the same family. Try to find one kind of palette. This is the film, and this is how we want to do it, and stick to it. And of course, it's a great collaboration. We do all us work together. And Joachim is so great about it, because he wants us to start as early as possible. So when he starts shooting, we start doing design. And when he get dailies in and Tyler start to editing, he can get sound from us from day one, because he want to see the first edit with sound and music. Even if the music is not right or the sound is right, but at least we have something to talk about. So that's kind of how he wants to work, and for us it's beautiful. So when we did Temp 1, like sonically the sound design was quite good. And then it was nice, because then we can also send it to Trent and Atticus, and they can listen to what we have done. And so we started the collaboration. For me, it's like that. This film is mixed loud, but we have been working. We have like 8 weeks of mix when we are mixing loud, but we're mixing that is not hurting your ear. So it's bold, it's massive. There are like two things I always try to fight is you always need to understand the dialogue, even if there are big sound design and everything. It shouldn't hurt your ears, but you should feel it, but you shouldn't feel it all the time. It should, like, for me, emotion is so important. So with IMAX, the good thing about the IMAX, they don't turn it down. It's like fixed level. That's a good thing. That's the first thing. And they often have, because this big screen is like it's pushing air, so you're like physical feeling. And of course it's a big picture, and we mixed it, and the system are different, like when it comes to LFE and everything. So I love the Dolby Atmos as well, because we are so precise. The size of it, the physicality, and the air, and it's so different from IMAX. And of course the visuals it's prima, and it's made for IMAX. And we have mixed it with the IMAX visual. During the whole mix, we was sitting with the IMAX picture. So it's not like something for so often you do, like we are done with the film and then you do like the IMAX version for 1 hour and then you send it out. But this is like prepared and thought about, and we knew this is going to be well played on IMAX.